What is going on, beautiful people? I hope you are having a fantastic day. Welcome back to another episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. As always, I'm grateful for you. I'm pumped that you're here. And the fact that you spend your time listening to me rant and rave is unbelievably amazing to me. And I couldn't be more grateful for it. Secondarily, this podcast is sponsored by a brand new product that I have just released to the market. It's called Elite Collagen. If you're not taking a collagen product, then you just don't care about your healthy skin, your healthy hair, your healthy nails, your joints, your cardiovascular health, just your overall body wellness. Collagen is an amazing product that is going to help with everything. And listen, I mean, you're exposed to a lot of elements. Why not internally fortify your system with a beautiful collagen? But here's the situation. Some of you guys are no, hey, bud, I'm already taking a collagen. Appreciate you. Got you. I got bad news. The problem is this. Most collagen powders are just that. They're powdered collagens, and they're made from bovine, which is cows, or porcine, which is pig's skin. Have you ever seen a cow's skin or a pig's skin? Some of them are plant-derived. We won't even get into those. The collagen, it's not even really a collagen product. It's a makeup of stuff that tries to become collagen. But if you're taking a collagen powder, one of those big, hefty collagen, gross, chalky, whatever it is, just know that it's coming from skin of cows and pigs. And of course, they wash them. But if you've ever been at a pig farm or a cow farm, not the most savory of things. My collagen is a marine-based collagen. And here's the big thing. Forget all the other shit I've already said. Here's the differentiation between mine and the one you're already taking. Mine is half a tablespoon every day. It's a delicious chocolate mint flavor. And here's the big stuff. Here's the real deal. Here's what nobody's telling you. The powdered collagens get broken down inside of the gastrointestinal stomach, inside of the stomach. That's not where collagen gets absorbed. Collagen actually gets absorbed and has a higher efficacious benefit if it's absorbed in the small intestine. Well, see, mine passes through the stomach based on a beautiful collection of polymers and a collection of these peptides. If you heard that, that's just Rudy taking a sneeze. He likes to be introduced in some of these podcasts, and I didn't give him a proper shout out. But my collagen actually passes through the stomach and gets digested inside of the small intestine, which is where all the magic happens. Your powdered product's not even making it there. So you're getting very minimal, if any, efficacious effects from drinking that chalky, gross tasting powder product. So if you're interested, just go to thriveforeverfit.com, go to my store. You'll see Elite Collagen on there. You can pop me a note. I'll give you all the details. It is unbelievably amazing. I've been taking it for a while because I've been testing it and creating it and everything. Guys, it is revolutionary and it is unbelievable. I can't wait for you to try it. Elite Collagen. Go grab yourself some today. Take care of your skin. The pre-flight checklist, or watching the pilot walk around the plane, look at stuff, do all those things. We've all seen it at some level. We've all wondered what the heck are they looking for? These under the wing, in the front, in the back, in the cockpit, like looking at all the various things. And so that pre-flight check that every pilot does before every single flight, and I want to drive that point home, before every single flight is crucial. It's never overlooked. It's always done, and it's done so that they can ensure that the plane is in perfect working order and is going to get you safely to your next destination. Now, if we approach life this way, if we approached our decisions this way, if we approached our pre-flight this way, things would turn out so much better for us because we would have an assessment of where we are before we even take off. But most of us just take off. Most of us just get up in the morning and wing it and hope and pray and wish that things are going to turn out perfectly. But what if you had a system? What if you had a checklist that you went through that gave you the opportunity to ensure that you're going to get to your next destination safely and in perfect working order? I'm going to give you that checklist, or at least I'm going to give you my checklist. This is a checklist that I use every single day to ensure that my plane, my brain, my body, this is ready to take off. is ready to get me to where it is that I desire to go. Now, these are in no sequential order. None of these have more power than the other. And I think you're going to see how they're all synergistic, how they're all intertwined, and how if one of them is off, much like that airplane, if the pilot finds one thing on that checklist of 100 items, and I don't know that there's 100 items, I'm guessing there's a bunch. If he finds one thing, if she finds one thing, that plane doesn't take off. So if you found one thing that wasn't in working order before you decided to take off, you could correct it and then get to a better place safely, efficiently, and things would work out better for you in life. So I have a system. If you guys haven't realized by now, by listening to my podcast, by coaching with me, by knowing me, my brain works in analogies. Like right now, the entire time I've been talking, I can visually see a pilot walking around the plane looking at shit. The other thing that comes to my mind when I think about this, and this may help some of you guys, is the dashboard on a car. So I want you to think of all of these items, all of these standards that I'm going to go through today, all of my checklist items, as if they were on the dash of your car. And if one of them was off, the light would be flashing or the light would be on. Much like when your tire pressure is low, right? The tire pressure light pops up on your dash so that you know before you leave, hey, something's wrong with the back left tire. There's a situation with the back left tire. You can correct that and ensure your safety. The same thing goes for all of these things. So whatever analogy plays the best for you, I want you to think about that as I'm walking through these. And I want you to find one or all of these items that you could start to use on a daily basis. You could think about daily. So what I do when I get up is I do my first check-in of the day. Where am I at? Let me walk through these. Let me just start walking through these. And I think it's going to make a lot more sense. But I don't just do it once, right? This plane, my body, my brain has multiple destinations in a given day, meaning I have multiple things that I want to achieve. I have multiple goals. I have multiple verticals that I'm trying to climb. And so before I take off on any of those, before I set out on the new destination, the new task, the new whatever it is, I do my checklist to make sure that everything is in proper working order before I go. Here we go. Let's jump in. So number one is E. I'm sorry, not number one. I said number one is E. So all of these start with the letter E. And I do that to make it simple for myself. I'm a very simple guy. And the more simplified things are for me, the easier it is for me to execute on those things. So every one of these, all 7 of my checklist items start with the letter E. So number one, I'm going to give you, but like I said, none of these have more power than the other. They're all equally important. And if one of them is off, it can throw the rest of them off. Okay. So the first thing I check on is my energy. How is my energy today? And here's what I know about energy. I'm not going to get it from an outside source. I'm going to create it. So no matter where that energy level is, no matter where that energy level comes in on my checklist, if I need to elevate it, I understand that I have to create it. And I can create that through my thoughts, through my words, through my actions. Energy is creatable. So I want you to stop using lack of energy as an excuse not to execute. Because if you have lack of energy, all you're doing is choosing not to create that energy. You can create that energy in a variety of ways. You can create it through movement. That is the number one way that I generate and create energy. Regardless of how tired I am, if I move my body, I get more energy. My energy barometer or energy thermometer and my energy gauge goes up when I move my body. So one of the first things I do every single day is I move my body. I go for a walk. I get on the bike. I do a workout. I do something to change my physiology to elevate that energy level. The second thing I check in on is my emotions. And more importantly than that, my emotional control. You see, over the years, I have taught myself and trained myself that I am not responsible for reacting and acting upon every emotion that I think, feel, or have inside of me. Some of you guys need to get better at that because you're reacting to everything you think about, every emotion you have. And the number one way I do that, 16 years ago, I made the decision that I was going to live a life based on equanimity. 16 years ago, I wrote the word equanimity down in my journal. And I said, you know what, that's not good enough. I need to see this every single day. So I printed the word equanimity on a big piece of paper and I put it on my vision board that's in front of my desk. And I stared at that every single day. And anytime I started, so all equanimity means is neither too high nor too low. It's an equanimitous state of homeostasis. And the reason I created that was because no matter how great things were or how challenging things were, I need to operate with emotional control of equanimity if I'm going to execute at the highest level. And so equanimity kind of became my mantra, my word, my ethos of who I am and how I behave. So regardless now of the scenario or situation or emotional environment, if I win the championship, super pumped, jacked up, excited, with equanimity as my driving force. No matter how challenging things get, if I feel like the world is just throwing things at me, I'm drinking from a fire hose. Come on. Equanimity, I can't get too low. I've got to stay in that homeostasis level of thought and emotion and reaction and action. If I don't, and I allow my emotions to control me, I'll get an outcome that I'm not satisfied with. But if I stay within equanimity, if I use that as my driving force, then I know I'm going to get the desired outcome. So I check in on myself every day. Are you in an equanimous state? Are you in alignment? How do you feel right now? The third thing I do is I check my enthusiasm. Now, some of you guys are going to confuse enthusiasm with energy. Don't. Energy is very different than enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, what that means to me is my passion. That's my driving force. I'm passionate. I'm purposeful about the things that I'm going to do today. Where's my enthusiasm level? Is my intention, and my intention is this always, to purposefully, passionately help people get to a better place. And I can't do that if I'm not living within my own passion, with my own passion not being the driving force of why I do what I do. Why I record this podcast. Oftentimes these podcasts are not fun to record. Hit play, listen to yourself talk. I'm sick of hearing me talk. I don't even like to hear me talk. But my passion makes me hit record because my thought process is this: if one person will listen to me, if one person will hear this, if one person will change the way they think, shift their perspective, and start thinking a little bit better, a little bit differently, maybe their life will improve. And that's what I'm passionate about. So I check in on that every single day. The next thing I look at is effort. And I've got what I call an earn it mentality. I think I need to earn. I know I need to earn everything. And I don't mean that from a grind standpoint. I don't mean that from a suffering standpoint. I don't mean that from like, I need to punish myself in order to reward myself. What I mean is if I earn it, I appreciate it. And so lately what I've done is I've been on this like walking quest. I'm doing up to 10 miles every single day of just walking. And I'm not just walking. Oftentimes I'm walking and working. I'm walking and thinking. I'm walking and getting connected with myself, which allows me to get that passion and drive it to the highest level. And it creates the energy. And so it's so much more powerful than just going on a walk. But I tell myself, like, if you want to enjoy that cocktail tonight with Lori, if you want to sit and have a chat with Lori and maybe it's margarita night, earn it, right? Earn your meal, earn your food, earn. If you earn it, it has so much more value to you. And I value everything in my life, but I want to earn it. And I never want to let that mentality get away from me. And so I'm consistently checking in on myself. You need to earn it today, Jay. You need to earn everything today. And that earning it is going to be predicated on your effort. Are you giving the effort that is required to deliver this message with passion? You gotta check in on that effort. You gotta develop that earn it mentality. The next thing is execution. Are you ready to execute? And here's what I mean by that. Execution over everything is my mantra. I say it, I think it, I write it. Execution over everything. And what that means is this. Everybody wants to plan. Everybody wants to spend time. I need a plan. I need a plan of action. I need a plan. I need a plan. Most people spend their entire life planning. So plans are worthless without deliberate action. So execution to me means deliberate action. Are you going to take deliberate action today, Jay? Is this thing you're about to do deliberate? Or are you just checking a box? I am not a fan of the check it box mentality. I do not want to check boxes for my life. I want to blow up the boxes. I want to get rid of the boxes. I want to execute at such a high level with deliberate action that I can't lose. That you understand when you're listening to a podcast that Jay Nixon decides to record, that his passion and his purpose are being delivered through this screen, through those speakers, through your headphones. And the only way I can do this is if I'm deliberately executing. Don't waste your life planning, start executing. The next thing I check in on is I believe there are two forces in this world that we live by. And unfortunately, most people live by the first force. But if you can shift over to that second force, and I've talked about this quite a bit, there's two forces. You're either going to fall into one of these two every single day, the force of average or the force of excellence. And so I check in with myself and I say, all right, where are we today, bro? Are we living by the force of excellence? Or are we allowing the force of average to win? And here's what I know about the force of average. When I allow the force of average to dictate my execution, my effort, my enthusiasm, my emotional control, and my energy, I lose. I lose. And that loss often isn't quantifiable on paper. Most people would look at what I'm doing on a daily basis and say, this dude must be winning. But if I allow the force of average to overtake me, then my actions aren't deliberate. I start checking boxes. I lose the earn it mentality. I just go through the motions. My enthusiasm is, let's just get through it. My emotional control of equanimity is lost and my energy is depleted. You can see my voice just down regulated when I started to talk about the force of average. That's how powerful it is. And so all day long, I check in with myself. Where are you? What force? Because both of the forces are available. They're choices. They're decisions. That's all they are. They're momentum. That's all they are. The more I allow the force of excellence to be the driving factor behind why I do what I do, the more momentum I create, the easier it is for me to stay in that force of excellence. The easier it is for me to execute deliberately. The easier it is for me to earn it because I want to earn it. The easier it is for my enthusiasm to be off the freaking charts. The easier it is for me to have equanimity and know that I'm in perfect alignment, the right place, the right time with the right people doing the right things. And the easier it is for me to create the energy necessary to execute this life that I have decided that I'm going to live at the highest level. So you got to ask yourself, which force am I allowing by choice, by decision to drive the bus? And if it's the force of average, you've got to get out of that as soon as possible. You've got to get over to that force of excellence. And the more you stay in it, the more you live in it, the more you will love it. And the more you will just disdain the force of average. And lastly, evolvement. I ask myself, I check in with myself and this, are you getting better today? All I think about, I said this in a couple of podcasts. Somebody asked me the other day, what do you think about all the time? Nobody really asked me that question before. I thought about it. And I said, the truth is this. The majority of my thoughts are, how do I get better? And that's evolvement for me. I feel like if you're not growing, you're dying. You can't, there's no, I think all we are is energy. All we are is energy, and energy cannot stand still. Energy either has to be going forward or backwards. And if I'm evolving, I'm going forwards. Am I getting better? And that getting better could be 1% better. It doesn't have to be monumental strides and steps. It could be 1%. I am willing to get 1% better, because everything I teach, preach, and live, everything I teach you guys, everything I try to get you guys to understand is not based on a theory. It's not based on something that I've just thought about. It's not based on something that I read in a book. It's not based on something that I wish were true. It's how I live my life on a daily basis. It's how I live my life on a daily basis. It is my lifestyle. And that's what you need to understand, is like all of these things that we're doing, they have to become your lifestyle. They have to become your standards. You will never get more out of life than your standards. These are examples of my standards. My standard is this, that I have to have beautiful, positive, powerful energy, and that I'm responsible for creating it. My standard is equanimity. My standard is enthusiasm of purpose and passion. My standard is to earn it, to give the effort necessary to earn the life that I say that I want to live. My standard is execution over everything. Don't waste your life trying to find the perfect plan. Don't waste your life trying to find the perfect book, the perfect seminar, the perfect whatever. Execute on the things that you have available to you. My standard is excellence. Good is not good enough. Great is not good enough. Great is not great enough. Excellence over everything. The force of excellence has to be the driving force of my life. And then my standard is to evolve. My standard is to never regress, but to progress every single day, even if it's just 1% better. This is my pre-flight checklist, guys. This is my pre-decision checklist. This is my morning, afternoon, nighttime checklist. This is my interactional checklist. This is my checklist I go through before I work out, before I record a podcast, before I do a training call, before I get on a one-on-one coaching call, before I go for a walk, before I connect with Lori, before I do any of those things. This is my checklist. And if all of these things get a check, if all of these things get a thumbs up, we're ready to take off. We're ready to take off, and I know that I'm going to get to my next destination safely. I know I'm going to get to my next destination in the greatest fashion and show up as the greatest version of myself. So I hope these 7 things, this little checklist, I would encourage you to make your own checklist. If you want to use mine, hats off, use it. I share everything. Everything I've got is yours. Everything I've got is yours. Everything I've got is yours to use and model and mimic. I believe success leaves clues. Take it, use it, take it and craft it, take it and adjust it, take it and shift it, take it and model it, or create your own. Use mine as a guide and create your own checklist on how you want to show up, what kind of human you want to be on a daily basis, what kind of impact you want to leave on your life, on the lives of the people that are around you, that you're responsible for. I hope this helped, guys. I felt called to give you this message today. I felt called to have this interaction and this conversation with you. I wish, you know what, sometimes I often think about, this podcasts are cool, right? They're a way to reach people that you'll never meet, you'll never see, you can't be in the same room with. My wish every time I do one of those, and my visualization is that you're right in front of me. And I can shake you a little bit, not in a crazy way, but like in a, hey, come on, like I believe in you kind of way. That's what I think about every time I do one of these. So thank you for listening, first and foremost. I'm truly grateful. I'm truly thankful that I get an opportunity, that you give me the opportunity to listen to me rant and rave and speak and talk and teach and coach and try to mentor and do all the things that I am just purposefully, passionately all about. I don't know why you do it. I don't know why you listen to this crazy dude. I don't know why, but I'm so grateful that you do. And I hope you keep doing it. And if you know somebody else out there that may be crazy like us, share this podcast with them. Tell them about the Thrive Forever Fit Show. Tell them about this dude that you listen to that has some wild, wacky shit to say from time to time. And know that I appreciate you. Know that I'm grateful and thankful for every one of you that shares this message, that shares my message, that shares my podcast, my books, my coaching programs, my studio, my supplements. I am so grateful that you think enough of me to do that. It means the absolute world. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you listening. I love you. I appreciate you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. I'll be back next week with another awesome episode. Have a beautiful day, guys.